now listening to The Knock with Ned Knock.
Let it bump though.
It's the hard knock life
Uh-huh.
for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock.
Good afternoon and welcome to The Knock with Ned Nockuous. I am Ned Nockuous, and I just wanted to personally thank you for checking out our inaugural episode of The Knock. But before we dig in, I'd love to tell you about the premise of the show. Now, what we're going to do here at The Knock is we're going to take a popular, hot or not topic, sports, religion, politics, and we're going to throw it against the wall. We're going to break it down, we're going to analyze, and we're going to have some fun doing it. And as always, I'd love to get your feedback at the end. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig in. Our first topic today, we are diving into the world of sports. But we're not going to be talking about an athlete today. We are going to be talking about a 49-year-old father of three. Start of a good story, right? Wrong. This father's oldest son goes to UCLA, 6'6", 190 point guard, projected to be a top 5 NBA pick. The two other sons go to Chino Hills, both in high school. Both have committed to UCLA already. How do we know that? How do we know that high school kids have committed to UCLA? How will we know these high school kids' names? I'll tell you why. Because of this guy, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. LeVar Ball. Now, in the past couple of weeks, if you did not know who LeVar Ball was, you were not alone. Nobody knew who this guy was. The last few weeks, he has been acting a fool and taking his show on the road. He's been on Twitter. He's been on SportsCenter. He has been cutting radio interviews, television interviews. He has been out of control. This guy is everywhere, and not necessarily for all the right things. He has basically put all three of his kids up on the pedestal and said they're better than some of the greats of all times. Now, LeVar Ball himself has even come out and said, and I quote, "I would have beaten Michael Jordan in his prime." What? Some high standards and just ludicrous, blasphemous talk. But let's go ahead and dig right in. LeVar Ball, okay, he went to Washington State where he averaged a very respectable 2.2 points a game, 2.3 boards a game, and shot a very respectable, or not, 45.7% from the line. Now, to put that in perspective, Shaquille O'Neal, who is arguably one of the greatest centers of all time, is also one of the worst free throw shooters to ever do it. And he shot 54% from the line. I take that back. He shot 52.3%, 54. Guess what? They're both better than LeVar Ball. But why are we talking about LeVar Ball? Because this guy's everywhere. LeVar Ball, some of his ludicrous statements now, it has even drummed up hashtags on Twitter and Facebook saying LeVar Ball says, and then you just insert some insanely random topic or a random statement, whatever. But let's go ahead and dig into what he's actually said. I'm going to read a couple of things here, and I'd love to get your feedback on this. Here we go. Number one, as mentioned earlier, back in my heyday, I would kill Michael Jordan one-on-one. Yeah, okay. This is regarding a shoe deal that he wants to do, packaging his three kids together. Now, mind you, two of them are still in high school. $1 billion it has to be there. That's our number. $1 billion straight out of the gate. And you don't even have to give it to me all up front. Give us $100 million over 10 years. What? Are you kidding me? Now, shoe deals. Let's talk about shoe deals just right quick. Now, it's rumored that LeBron James has just signed a $1 billion shoe deal. Rumored, not sure. That is uncharted ground, but $1 billion. Kevin Durant makes $30 million a year off shoes. Steph Curry, roughly $30 million a year off shoes. Michael Jordan, the pinnacle of all that is basketball, all that is sport merchandise. He makes $100 million a year annually off of his brand. A brand based on talent. A brand based on being the best at what he did. Putting that in perspective, his playing career in 15 seasons, he made $94 million. $94 million. Chandler Parsons, an average, mediocre NBA player, just signed a 4-year, $98 million deal this past year. So what Michael Jordan made in 15 seasons, Chandler Parsons is going to make in 4. And Michael Jordan makes a year off of his shoes what he did in 15 seasons in the NBA. And that's what LeVar Ball wants for his kids immediately off the top, and has put it out to Under Armour, Nike, and all the major shoe manufacturers. This guy is crazy. But while we talk about crazy, is there not a hint of genius in this? I mean, it just has the scent of like a Kanye, to where you just go out there and you drum up your own attention. They say there's no such publicity as bad publicity. And he's going out there and making the cameras check him out. Now he's putting his kids in danger of becoming just targets for basketball, NBA. If they get to the NBA, college, people are going to want to make a name off these guys. And it's not necessarily the kid's fault. Like when I picture LeVar Ball, like I picture him as just like this dad that when his kids were growing up, like he's that dad in the crowd that's like yelling at the coach when his kids come out for like a water break or they stretch a hamstring. Pull a hamstring. He's down there like stretching his kids out and talking about how, people need to pass his kids the ball because they're clearly the better player. Like, I don't know if any of that's true, but that's the first thing that popped in my head. But it's tough for me just to get my head wrapped around all of that. In closing, it appears you can't spell LeVar, LiAngelo, or LaMelo without LA, and which, if things go LeVar Ball's way, is going to be the playground and ground zero for the big baller brand for LeVar Ball. I am Ned Nockuous, and this is The Knock.